been here long enough to have signed a 30-year lease. Prince Naseem needled Augie Sanchez at the pre-fight news conference, saying he had a case of nerves. At one point, Sanchez paused while speaking to the assembled press corps, and Naz laughed and said, "What's the matter, Augie? Are you a little nervous?" So he feels as though there's an element of man against boy here. And Sanchez is known to take a little while to relax and calm down in the ring. Let's see if he can get in a big blow, or if he takes a big blow early, it helps him to settle down.
One thing about knockout artists, especially when they've got a lot in the first few rounds, it means they don't like going the distance. So you want to, if you're the opposite fighter, you want to tag them along, hit them every now and then, discourage them, let a lot of the air go out of the balloon before you go and mix it up with them.
And of course, Naseem is one of the great knockout artists in the sport, but Sanchez is the one who's never been past the 7th round in his whole career. So when Larry Merchant asked Prince Naseem in a meeting, do you feel an urgency to get in there and get him out in a hurry because he's young, energetic, and a knockout puncher? Naz said, no, quite the opposite. I'll take my time.
Sanchez has already gone to the body with straight right hands over and over. That means he's got a plan ahead. And I like the idea that Sanchez is going to the body early, making Naseem understand that the fight goes long, you're not going to have your legs either.
And as Augie throws his right hand to the body, Naz starts throwing his left to the body. Prince Naseem more or less in a southpaw stance, and here he does have the right foot way in front, but oftentimes Naz will just square up and fight as an ambidextrous fighter. Sanchez much more the conventional stand-up fighter in this matchup. Left hook. A little mechanical with it, but Sanchez unveiling his primary weapon.
Most important thing early here seems to be that Sanchez does see what the Prince is trying to do. He seems to see the punches coming just right there as he missed it, because what the Prince makes him so effective is his ability to punch from awkward angles that opponents don't see.
Prince was able to get him with a straight left hand that time. That's not a good sign. You want that to come later on when he's got his legs kind of slowed up a little bit.
I would just add one thing to what you said, Larry. It's not just that he punches from extreme angles, but he does so with knockout power in either hand.
Right. But when a punch comes from an unorthodox angle and it's not seen, it carries even more power.
No question. Right hand lands for Naz. First round was tactical. And as Prince Naseem by his father, who trained him until he died last year. Pat Barry, the new trainer, is his father-in-law.
Right back to the body goes Sanchez again.
He isn't doing much offensively yet, Sanchez, but he's showing some nice poise in here.
Well, you talked about how fighters' punch outputs go down against Prince Naseem, and Augie threw only 28 punches in the first round. Naseem lands a right hand uppercut, the first telling blow of the fight.
Good right hand to the body by Sanchez. That one hurt. Prince even tries to hit him back in the body because of it.
You're right. He's got a plan, doesn't he, George?
I mean, you can stick to your plan 4 or 5 rounds. Things can happen.
So he wants to use the straight right to the body, eventually to set up the left hook, we assume.
You just want to take all of the jumping power out of those big, strong legs of the Prince. Then you can start landing a good jab and things like that.
Straight right hand lands on the chest for Augie Sanchez. Naz begins to jab with the right hand. Left cross by Prince Naseem.
You'd like to see Sanchez get a little more active and stop waiting around, because if you wait around for a guy that hits that hard as the Prince, you're going to get hit.
Down goes Naseem on a straight right hand, and Michael Ortega is going to rule it a foot on the foot.
Well, I didn't see the trip, but that punch also bloodied the nose of Naz.
If it had been a knockdown, it would have been the 5th knockdown of Naseem's career. 3 of them were against Kevin Kelly and 1 against
I thought it was a clean knockdown.
What do you think, Harold?
You go down on the end of a punch, it's a knockdown, and that's all there is to it. He got hit, he went down, it's a knockdown.
And now this will be the 2nd slip of the round. And Sanchez is shaking his right eye as though he feels as though he's been butted.
He was hurt by a left hand, Jim, as they were breaking up.
Clean.
And he was stung and jarred. So this round has taken a turn, and he's trying to hold on and save time and survive the round right now.
After getting hit on the break.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Prince better beware.
And another big left hook by Sanchez. And Naseem almost went down again. And now he lands a big left hand.
He better beware, because this is a puncher. You just can't do anything you want with a puncher.
Get back. Okay.
And I'm not sure Augie Sanchez has recovered from the left hand that he took.
But he's still dangerous.
There's a mouse.
Don't get lazy on me now, okay? All right, Mike? Don't get lazy on me. Take a deep one.
Hey, how about him, huh? Ortega! Hey, take care of those. Where's the pushing? Take care of those.
Knockdown or not?
Let's see if it's a knockdown, if we can see their feet. 2 right hands. To me, that is a knockdown.
We still don't see the feet.
We don't see the feet. Right, left.
And that's the exchange later on in the round.
That's when the Prince thought he was hurt.
Ortega is running around there, and I'm not sure what he's doing.
Power punches in round number 2. Naseem 16 out of 30. Sanchez 13 out of 24. An even fight.
Sanchez
lands another left hook and a straight right hand. And Naz laughing, but had to get out of the way as he was off balance and almost down again.
You just can't play with punches. You got to get serious. Get those guys off the ball or the feet so they can't hit you.
Blood trickling from the nose of Prince Naseem. If you're one of those viewers who's tuned in hoping to see Prince Naseem get his block knocked off, this may be your night.
Well, there are always people who want to see a big mouth shut. Whether Sanchez is the guy who can do it is problematic, but he's certainly giving us more than most people expected.
Lands the straight right hand.
Not giving up his body attack. Down to the body with the right hand, straight right hand. Makes a difference when you start landing those shots on top when the body is hurting.
And Naz, of course, sticking with the high-risk style, his hands below his waist. Guys like Barrera and Morales sitting around watching with their hearts in their throats, thinking, here goes my million if this guy goes down. And Naz lands a big left hand against Sanchez. And now Sanchez comes back with a right hand of his own. It's a Pier 6 brawl in round number 3. Shades of the Kevin Kelly fight. Hard right hand by Naseem, and Sanchez held on and went down. And Ortega calls that a slip, too.
Sanchez really has to gather his forces now, fight the fight he wants to fight, not try to get into a brawl with a big puncher.
You know what happened? I do believe the Prince has had a double dose and an overdose of too much doctrine about the boxing. He's an instinctive fighter. He needs to be in condition. Leave him be.
All right, that's all.
Blood on both fighters. Augie Sanchez getting a lot of big chances in the first 3 rounds here. They trade left hooks. Big right hand by Naseem. And another big right hand. And Sanchez grabs the right hand and holds on.
For good reasons.
You see the quickness of Prince Naseem Hamed flashing these punches out of nowhere.
You know, Kevin Kelly warned him, don't lose your focus. No matter what happens in there, fight your fight. But he's getting a little flustered, is Sanchez, and starting to fight a fight that's more advantageous to the Prince.
He's just taking a beating
deeper into
there.
the trick bag and starting to give Sanchez a beating with hard power shots in the third round.
Let him out, let him out. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Naz laughing as he goes back to his corner. Is he whistling in the...
Nothing there, Doc. I'm great. How are you? Nothing there. Close your eyes a second, okay? Nothing there. All right, listen here. The fight is over with.
Let's go back to the second round and see if we see anything more. What it looked like was there were two clean punches, and Hamed tripped over Sanchez's leg, but it was not a deliberate trip. It should have been accounted as a knockdown.
And there you saw Prince Naseem holding on to the rope as Sanchez was punching him and trying to knock him down. And then Naseem with the big left.
Sanchez seems hurt still. He's got to go back, retain his poise, start fresh, not just get into a war with a
Way
guy
over
with
a minute
big
between
weapons.
rounds.
According to the timekeepers, there's more time because the doctor was examining Sanchez's eye.
Mike Ortega called time for the doctor.
Sanchez benefits.
Right. Thank you, George.
He needed
Sanchez
a wake-up. He
benefits.
needed something to help. This was a good break for Sanchez.
Augie Sanchez got an extra 30 seconds there, Harold Letterman. What do you make of that?
Okay, Jim. When the doctor comes in, they call timeout, and then the corner gets a full 60 seconds to work on the fighter, and that's the way it goes. It makes the cornerman get out of the way so that the doctor can look at the cuts. In any case, 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Prince Naseem Hamed. You couldn't take the second round away from him because Mike Ortega didn't call it a knockdown, and at the end of the round, Augie Sanchez was virtually out cold.
Yeah, well, but common sense to me says that Sanchez won the round. I gave the round to Sanchez.
Prince is throwing punches from behind his back.
Yeah, the Prince's confidence doesn't appear to have been shaken. Unless, of course, he's putting up a pretty good front.
He's in with a puncher, and these punchers will hurt you. Every time they hit you, they'll scratch you, they'll bruise you, and that's the way it goes.
But he's in with a puncher who's throwing about 30 punches around, and Naz is throwing more than 70. And there's a huge left hand to the temple of Sanchez, who went to the canvas, but Ortega was already pulling Naseem away from it.
1 point.
And now a point deducted from Naseem for holding.
Hit him down, okay?
Said from the beginning.
All right.
Harold, tell me.
Jim, Mike Ortega took a point because the Prince hit Augie Sanchez. The Prince hit Augie Sanchez when Augie was on the floor. Augie slipped down and the Prince hit him, and that's why he took the point.
But in doing so, he took away a potential knockdown from Prince Naseem.
No, I don't think it was a knockdown. It was a slip. But even still, Sanchez is on the floor. The Prince leans down and he whacks him.
All right, we're midway through the fourth in what has become a wild affair.
No, 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 no. Let him out. Let him out. Let him out. Step back. Step back.
Said early on, this was a no-nonsense referee, and Prince, he doesn't benefit by those. The Prince doesn't.
No, in fact, a no-nonsense referee in Detroit in the Cesar Soto fight might have meant disqualification for the Prince.
Oh, man, that was a knockdown.
That one could have been a knockdown as well. Sanchez has been smart. When he was hit like that, he fell in to the Prince and then went to his knees.
I think the referee hurt him by not calling it a knockdown.
Sanchez out on his feet again as Naz lands a left hand to the face and to the body. Naz laughing as Sanchez again slides down the front of him. Left, right, right. And once again, you see the awesome punching power of Prince Naseem Hamed. And that's going to be the end of the fight. Ring doctor into the ring. Mike Ortega there before they can start a count. Hamed knocks out Augie Sanchez.
I can tell anyone, if the Prince comes close to your hometown, you better go out and see this. This is a phenomenon. This is it. This is it. Never seen anything so spectacular in the young Muhammad Ali when he was Cassius Clay.
Ever seen a bigger puncher in the lower weight class?
You just don't know where the power is coming from. It's an athletic miracle what he does with those punches.
We'd have to go back and watch the fight in tape to calculate how many knockdowns there could have been if Ortega had ruled a knockdown every time a possible knockdown was there for the ruling. I think there was, what was there, 1 knockdown in the fight? 2 maybe? There could have been 6.
All I can tell you is, look, he's an acrobat.